ladies and gentlemen, to episode 171 of Peace Talk. This is your host, the Dealer. All right, shout out to Marilyn, who has joined Infinity Club. Nice to see you. All right. And yeah, today's guest that we have, you might actually know of him. Definitely looking forward to get to know this brother a lot more through this chat. And yeah, without further ado, I'd like to present to you the Soul G himself. What's good, Moss? How you doing?
Namaste. I'm doing excellent on this Mars Day, this auspicious occasion.
True. I appreciate your friend with us too, next to you, just chilling.
Oh yeah, she just came back here. We just got her like a couple days ago. She's really
No
nice. So
way.
she's just running. Yeah, she's just running around here enjoying it. Her name's Jasmine, the cat.
Okay.
Yeah, she just running around. She just pops up anywhere, just comfortable. She loves all of us. So that's good energy right there. So
She really just popped up on y'all just 2 days ago, just like that.
No, we got her from the shelter.
Oh, I was about to say, okay, cool.
Yeah, we had Black Cat before that, like a day, and my wife was like, "Is this immoral?" And I was like, "It's for you," because she was shy and she was peeing everywhere, and we got the baby, so we couldn't have that. So
Okay,
figured she'd rather be with her friend back in there, anyways. So
that's what's up.
yeah,
Digging the background too with the wheel.
yeah, I dug it out of wherever it was. I was like, "Where is this? Where did I put it last?" And I pulled it out, and it's just hanging up there chilling. Yeah, I like the blue and yellow.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And where are you based at?
I am in Paris, Tennessee. I used to think, yeah, I was so small minded. I used to think it was like right in the corner of West Tennessee, but it turns out we're just like kind of closer to the middle. But yes, Paris, Tennessee is where I'm based.
That's Central Time.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was Eastern or Central Time, but yeah, it's Central Time. So it's at 4 p.m.
Is that what you meant before when you said that you were here at 3?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I was putting the Christmas lights and I was still brushing and cleaning, and I sat down. I was like, all right, this is God telling me, saying now you can relax, child. Now go finish the rest of your Virgo stuff and get ready.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And for those who are just seeing you for the first time, what's your sun, moon, and rising?
I am a Cancer sun, Aquarius moon, and a Virgo rising. Everyone, that's my big three. Yep.
Okay, Virgo rising. That's what's up. What is it? What is it like being a Virgo rising now that Saturn's in your 7th and Pisces? What's that like?
It's more like utilizing all my other houses. I'm more situated in my routine as far as cleaning and analyzing things and taking so much in of information wise and not dishing it out as fast and being a doer. So Saturn back there brought like restriction to my imagination, and now it's like, okay, you see where you use your imagination to pick out the details of the stuff to clean. So when the imagination was restricted and stuff, I had to focus more, and I saw more of what really wasn't like, it wasn't merging the gap of the equilibrium. You know what I mean?
And how does that feel? Because then we also know it's the 7th house, right? So how does that feel towards other people?
It feels like to extended people, it feels like they can come to me for advice and things of that nature, right? And I just observe them and let them have the floor, basically, while they know that I'm judging, and I speak up if it was something that I was like, I thought was wrong. But they really just come to me as someone to vent to, and I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I was superficial at first, but now you're giving me more of the details that you would think Virgo would be finding the details, but sometimes it's that surface level energy. So
Right. Okay, I was just wondering too, because I wanted to know if the Saturn opposite the rising or sun feels like you versus the world. If that's what it's like for everybody, or in this case, we've seen a positive interpretation. So
yeah,
I thought I'd ask you since you're experiencing it. But I mean,
Oh
it
no,
just went direct too, so I guess you're
yeah,
just
it
just starting.
did.
So
It
that's
did.
is your rising like in the beginning or the end of Virgo?
It's my rising is in the first decan, like the
Oh,
second degree, and,
that's
and
awesome.
Mars is there in the later 25th degree.
Oh, so you have Mars in the first.
Yeah,
I appreciate that because I've been really researching more how Mars, Venus is very much so like beauty products, beauty, and then Mars is very much so like athleticism. Like LeBron James has his Mars on the MC and the Mars
yeah,
experiment. So like you definitely I've been wanting to look more into people with sun on their Mars and Mars on the rising. And you do have an athletics build. I noticed Virgo rising and just Virgo perspective. Y'all are very serious about the gym. I know you have like an offering where you have a set where people can kind of like watch. But my dad has a Virgo moon. Every Virgo who I've ever met, like y'all are. It's like your bodies are naturally in shape, but y'all also like keep that consistency to do that too. But I do have a question because now Cancer is traditionally the homebody, right? But
yeah.
Virgo rising is a social personality. So Cancer in the 11th house. My theory on that is it like all your friends meet at your house? Like you still have the social personality, but like you kind of create your circle of friends. I've always wanted to wonder what that's like.
Yeah, I initiate for my space, but then it ends up being at someone else's space somehow. And
But
then
you initiate and be like, come to my place. Or, okay,
yeah, I'd be like, we could go. Well, not necessarily my place, but somewhere I find comfortable, and then it'll just be
comfortable,
somewhere, and I'll
right?
be like, I'm comfortable with that. Let's all regroup over there. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So yeah, I'm the initiator of when we go out, linking up at whose house does what. But uh, friendships, mm,
And then you kind of spoke on it. Is it also kind of like you're the source of comfort for your friend group? Like you're the one that, even though that's kind of stereotypical too, I just kind of want to see how that archetype works because 11th house Cancer Sun is super powerful from what I've kind of experienced, and it's just still this kind of interesting quality to it.
yeah, my source. Yeah, I am the source of. I say I'm the source of comfort. Yeah. Like I'm
And
always like I bring the comforting vibe. I never really like say much. I'm just like, okay, this the energy that is going to be. I feel this way, so we're gonna joke and stuff like that. But it's never really like a direct because it's still association. So it's just like rubbing shoulders. So you might just rub someone's the right way, go in the right direction with certain different tasks that y'all know that y'all both are gonna be like, hey, so and so is here, they do this type thing. So it brings that kind of connection of comfort, I'd say, for people. Yeah.
and then your moon's in Aquarius too, which I'm also interested in because we kind of have that Scorpio signature where like our moons are 8 signs away from the sun. So technically you're the stage right after mine. Like I got the Cap Moon Gem Sun. The Aqua Moon I've always felt is so interesting paired with Cancer because the Scorpio signature of death, I have a theory that makes us transformers, right? But you're literally having to detach from the emotions that Cancer expresses. And to me, that's like you have a innate, knowledgeable understanding of what other people feel or just the feelings like you can know what the like please express that for me. What is that like, because that's very advanced. It's like a god level.
It's very advanced. I didn't even tie the yeah, I didn't even tie the Scorpio energy in there yet. But it was really you're really on the head when you say like, yeah, I was cycle behind you. I always told you, I said you always big bro. I'm like, I don't know what it is. But I was like, that's that's big bro somehow. So I was like, yeah, it was powerful for me. Every time I hear the Cancerian stories or folklore, I say of emotion, I'm like, okay, that's crab energy because of Aquarius moon. I am the blue, like a blue crab, you know what I'm saying? But it's still guiding the emotions. So it's there, it's the man with the water over the emotions of Cancer, but it's playing out like it's really different probably than you were imagining because I'm not really like not in person. I'm not really like that. I'm just sitting back and watching, but you see me all over my associations of social media and stuff like that. Like in high school, it might have been an entirely different story. I was that homie hopper, like, but not like an individual, but with certain groups that I clicked with everyone, and I bounce around from there to there. So, but in my own private group, it
Interesting.
would just be like, yeah, it would be like a Scorpio friends. But yeah, but that's something sad, and I did feel like it was the world though, because I got that background.
Where's you have Saturn and Pisces? Oh, okay. That's what happened. Five. Oh,
There you go. I
there
got
we
that
go.
military experience of 4 years in the Marines and then 3 years in the Army. So it was really learning about the toxic masculine because that's what I first looked it up. Like whenever I first, I was like, Saturn opposed Saturn. I mean, Sun opposed Saturn, and it's like all father
Oh, you have
figure
Saturn and
leadership.
Capricorn?
No, no, no. I was just saying in general.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Where is your Saturn?
Yeah, our Saturn is in the seventh house.
In Pisces. Oh, okay. You're having Saturn return
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, yeah.
Congrats.
I'm going through that Saturn
Congratulations.
return. So
That's what's up.
very, thank you, thank you. It's going right as rain. When we got back in the retrogrades, it was definitely like, okay, here's if you got any last things, this is the last one we'll give you before we go dive right back in. You know what I mean? So I definitely squared that away. But yeah, it's definitely me versus the world. So it may be definitely much stronger. You know what I'm saying? Until you realize like there are different worlds, different people's perspectives. So it's more than one world than just yours. So like versus the outside world, I was unaware of that battle on its own. I was just in my own mini world battling that. So I guess you could say there's that. Like where Saturn would drag the sun back to reality, but the sun is still trying to brighten up, you know what I'm saying, the darkness of Saturn, but still got responsibility. So yeah.
Yeah, true, true. And then especially, attached to other people, Saturn in the seventh is karmic as fuck. Like that could be very like a burden, like just connecting with other people. So but yeah, you represent celestial priesthood, like celestial psychic power, which is literally alien. It's supernatural psychic power. That's why I was really curious about how knowing that's going to awaken with Pluto going there and you're going through your Saturn return, so you're coming into your full power. Like that's really dope. um Now
Definitely
as a
initiate.
Virgo rising,
I
initiate,
said
right?
definitely.
Initiation.
Yeah, I was showing you that there. I was like, I don't know what happened. I had two dots on my hand right there. You can't really see it, but I had the two dots on the scratch,
Mhm.
and then the
Yeah.
bottom of it, it looks like a P. That mark was from a drawer. And I was just pulling it and yanked it, and that was
Oh
like a
wow.
couple of days after I was telling you. I was mentioning in that DM
Interesting. Yep, this is happening again. Let me see. So I don't know if you guys are seeing this on your end, but like normally when I talk with like Aquarius like energies or Scorpio
my
energies,
service. My service
can you,
got tricky back here in this room, but can you repeat
no,
that?
it's definitely your service, but what I noticed is like you were interrupted at certain key points, almost like there's interference. And I always experience this interference with Aquarius energies or Scorpio energies, like you're about to say something. But yeah, my bad.
Really, I never thought about that. It has been service in the rest of the Scorpios from you for sure.
And oh wow. And so, your moon is kind of in the sixth house region in Aquarius. So does that mean do you have like an innate clear cognizant understanding of people's behavior, or like collectively, like you could just feel and predict how people are going to act, or like what's going to happen to collective, or is it not as
Yeah,
simple?
it used to be. I feel like I'm regaining like powers within my inner child. Like when I was very much in my 13s and up, like I feel like I was really heavy into like anticipating someone's next move would be. That was my whole thing as a Cancer. I was like, don't judge a book by its cover, but I can, saying flip through the pages and skim and tell by the cover and stuff like that. So I used to try to predict people's move, who would cut off who, and things of that nature. So I didn't really judge that much. I was just like, it's just a feeling. So let's just see how it plays out. And I used to make long ass mangas in my brain and shit. They're going for months and weeks. And I'm like, weeks and months. And I'm like, I knew that they were gonna do this at this point, and then boom. Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So you have a clear cognizant soul and a psychic spirit. So the next thing I want to ask you is, because like Cancer, I respect the older I get, just as a zodiac sign, and then Cancer Sun. By the time you get to what Cancer taught me is that it opens up the axis of superpowers and super strength. Leo is super strength. Virgo is a super perspective, super analysis. Libra is super power, and then Scorpio is like a demigod super strength. So Cancer is like meta human superpower, right? If you think about that, especially with the psychic power quality, you were born with probably Uranus opposite and Neptune opposite, which is one of the rarest like version of Cancers to ever be born, with the Uranus Neptune opposition. Like compared with other Cancer suns, like you guys will always immediately tap into people's body language and just feel why it's at such a minute, subtle level. And let me not say it better than you know it. Everything I'm saying is more like a theory. Like I can only imagine how you experience it, because shit is wild.
Yeah.
I'm going through progressive.
Shit, I'm trying not to blow your mind crazy. I'm like, let me think.
He's like, which story should I say?
These experiences, I'm like Mythbusters. I'm like, that never happened. That never happened. But I give you something greater and stuff like that. I've never met another Cancer in my life in person. I can tell you, maybe one. And there's like a young ass boy somewhere, but I've never met another Cancer generally. But my first cousin is a Cancer. She's a Sag moon Cancer. My auntie, her mom is a Virgo moon Cancer. Her husband, their stepfather, is a Cancer. My other auntie, great auntie, she's a Cancer, same birthday as mine, and I think my uncle. But yeah, that's all on the from the side on my dad's side. It's just Leo. My little brother's a Cancer, so
wow,
yeah. And his niece is like a Capricorn, so it's like Cancer. But I never met a Cancer outside of, like, I wish I had that experience. I'm like, everyone's talking about these Cancers, but I need to click with a Cancer to figure out what the other placement is in alignment, because I was into astrology real early. I was watching the introductions to the other Peace Talk to see how this would go, and I saw the Leo King, and I was like, our stories are similar. I came upon the sun signs in high school, so based off of that, I would, saying, like I said, do the mangas and predict who would clash or who would go do this and that or whatever. So I've been going off of that the entirety, and then I was like, oh, and I learned, other stuff. And I just recalled this today because I'm doing this recall energy to understand myself better. I was like, dang. I was like, so I think my first source of spirituality was, on the occult side, was I would collect dollar bills, and all the, like, they got the little numbers on the corner, 12, 12, 12 and stuff. Like, I would collect those. So I say numerology was maybe a hint from a past life of mine to start, tapping into those things, because that's the first form that I remember participating in, stuff like that. I did used to sleepwalk, but what kid doesn't normally? I'm not really sure, but I used to sleepwalk, like leave the house all the way up to the attic type stuff. So, but yeah, that's a trace I'm gonna get back to for that. But yeah, so I never met Cancer, and to bring it back around, yeah, outside. Wish I did though. And no male Cancers though, except for, but not really close like that to figure out. So.
And that's kind of cool too, because Cancer is the zodiac sign where we start to deviate away from individuality. I always like to say, like, if you've met one Aries, you've met them all. Like if you've met Taurus has such a stubborn quality of value. yeah, you're gonna meet different types of Tauruses, but that attitude is kind of across board with all of them. Gemini is where we start to get tricky, but Gemini has this like childlike, childish attitude that you're
Mm.
gonna see in every Gemini, even if they have different opinions. So Cancer is such a depth and emotion, or it's just such an ocean of depth that this is where you start to see like you're not gonna meet the same with every Cancer, right? You're gonna start to see, different depths, different qualities by the time we get to Scorpio, where it's like, outright complete different types, which makes me appreciate, how shallow and superficial the first three of us signs can be, and then how deep we start to get coming into Cancer and
Mm.
understanding one's archetype. So I also do have a question as far as like Cancer's sun, I feel like is the Holy Spirit. So have you ever experienced, I always like to joke around and be like, Cancer suns, you're like holy water. So like have you ever seen like I've spoken to fire signs, and fire signs can see the evil in people, but have you seen like people like get uncomfortable around your presence because maybe they're demonic or dark, and like just by being around you, it just kind of like, when you're in integrity, obviously. But like, yeah, I want
Yeah.
to know,
When you
because if
take
you experience that, I'm gonna just start like bringing Cancers around with me, just to like terrorize demons, just to see if they get uncomfortable. If y'all really got that aura, but yeah,
let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna relocate real soon. The backdrop's still gonna be lit, but I think we're on my desk, which used to be like my altar and stuff, but my altar's in the other corner. So the service is always it's tricky back here for some reason. But the Wi-Fi is
that's
fine
cool.
everywhere else, even in my basement down there. But just in here, that it does this sometimes. But
That's cool.
how about yes? Oh, I thought it was just me. Like I've been, a party
You
animal,
thought it was just
and
you?
I've
Nice.
been
I love it.
drunk. But certain stuff you remember getting out and freaking going to get something to eat on the corner store. You know what I'm saying? So every time, like this one time I was just hanging out with somebody, and then this dude walked by. Like I had on my crystals, I guess, or something like that. And he was like, "Yeah, bro, keep the energy, keep the vibes. Like you're doing da da da." Never talked to this dude in my life. He was like, "Your energy's real good and vibe." Because when I'm drunk, I'm just fun stuff like that. I was like, "Oh, thank you." I just started. I was like, "Dang, I'm doing this. I'm okay." But I just started doing the rants. But then there's this one like homeless guy kind of in the corner, and it was like kind of humorous, but it was creepy because he looked like Nosferatu from freaking SpongeBob episode when he was flicking the lights in the corner, just like brooding like a Scorpio.
Oh,
Like
no,
if you've seen that episode, then you know the reference. You remember that? But
that
yeah, he was
sounds
just in there,
familiar. That's wild
he was
though.
just in there just mugging. Like look at that after he was just in there mugging. Like
Oh nah, that's wild.
you got a problem real quick, and my homie's like, nah, leave it. I was like, all right. He looked like he he looked like he really upset about something. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I also like to make the joke that ghosts don't like me. When we used to grow up and be like, oh, ghost this, ghost that, and I was like, I like to go ghost hunting with y'all. Y'all having these ghost experiences, and then someone would bring me, and they'd be like, it's weird. They're usually doing something around this time. I was like, man, bro. I already knew before. I was like, this always happens. Every time somebody's like, oh, see a ghost, they bring me around, and it's just nothing. Like, I feel like, yeah, something happened here, but there's nothing going on here with me. So, like, what's up? You know what I mean? And my family would be like, yeah, this house is kind of haunted, son, but because it's old houses, old southern, plantation style houses. When I was like, there's something in the attic. I was like, so nothing in the attic bothered me. Like, so yeah, that phenomenon I've never
I
really.
have chills. I'm gonna be honest, because you inadvertently just explained Saturn and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces is literally like the karmic authority of the metaphysical. So it's not too far off to say ghosts just get terrified in your presence, like, oh no, Soul T is here, run away. What? They're usually lively. What happened? Like that?
I
That's
used
wild.
my power. I did use my power before because I used to get the sleep apnea. The people call it the sleep demon, and I didn't used to really be terrified. I just used to be just angry about it. I'd be like, I'm not surprised. I'm like, nah, why can't I move? And I'd be like, and I power through it. Like that happened like 3 different occasions. Like I don't want to go down along the stories, but I was supposed to be on duty patrolling. I was like, nah, I'm gonna sit down and take a nap because they said the place was haunted. People had a Ouija board. I smacked it out the dude's hand. I was like, nah, I don't mess with that because I was super conservative, still Christian. And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Mama said no to the devil. So like they did a seance and everything, like just in the corner. So I was just like, I thought it was the first time walking through, and I was like, fuck. But then eventually I just like broke out of it because I did hear like taps behind me, like just light. I was like, ain't no ghost in here. I was like, every time I say I could see a ghost, ain't no, it's a freaking ghost. So I heard some more taps, and then I fell asleep. And before that, I was on my stomach and I was looking at the headboard, and I swear I saw a demon. And I was just like trying to get out the words Jesus. I was like, Jesus, and it was like kind of laughing. But so I was probably just in there like, G, and then it got off me. And then the time before that, I imagined that's when I first used my superpower. I imagined this song. It's kind of stupid. It's when What Does the Fox Say come. That song was trending and stuff like that. What Does the Fox Say? And it had this real cool chorus, like minor, and I was just like, all right, and it mentioned Secret of the Fox and angels and stuff. And it's funny now because I think of Aquarius energy as angels, so or Fox's energy. But yeah, I was like Secret of the Fox, and I felt it coming from the closet, and I was like, nah, I can't. I'm like still asleep, but I feel it coming, and I was doing that. I was singing that song to myself, and then it just like it vanished, like type energy. So I was like, okay, but that's the first time I actually used the powers, and I was like, yeah, you can't fuck with me after that.
And that's what I really appreciate about water sign energy or water sign like power, because it's opposite earth signs. You feel me? So it's like the majority of the essence is so subjective or personal. It's kind of subject to doubt or certain people or just this non-linear notion. And to be able to navigate between the waters is everything too, to know what is legit, what is not, how it doesn't matter. And yeah, congrats, by the way. How many you have? Like 2 kids, right?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy about the Saturnian energy. I was always like rebellious against it. I was like, anything spiritual, I was like, nah. I was like, get off me. But yeah, I got 2 kids now. My son Lennox is 3, and then that's my daughter Hope. She's 6 months.
Nice. Oh, nice. That's beautiful.
So yeah.
Awesome.
So she's just in there chilling though. But yeah, those are crazy Saturnian stories right there. I was like, yeah. I was like, nah, I'm trying to boss up on this.
I feel you on that. So, how did you become the esoteric Soulji? What inspired the name?
Well, it was, saying the esoteric energy was the energy itself, and I was like, okay, I'm just experiencing and transfiguring this energy to how I can best use it. And then I was just like, man, it's the soul G, and I just want to throw the G at the end. And I was thinking about the OGs on the block, saying that spit the game to you, while they're still like not out there trying to be the face because they're still bouncing back from their karmic mistakes and their Saturn returns, and just taking the hiatus and healing up. Rest is the most important thing for a warrior. So yeah, I was just being a soul G, I'm my 28 and 28 years old, so it turned into the being an esoteric one again. So just learning in that space, so that's how the soul G came about to be.
That's awesome. And how long have you been on this journey?
I've been on this journey from 2020 in the summer, peak COVID. Well, I was more open about it during COVID as far as getting on the internet, but before that, I was like really retaining, consuming knowledge on a vast amount. I'm a life path 8, so I was looking into that and I was understanding the putting time and energy, and you can that 8 energy vampiric to a degree as far as like draining energy, the life out of something, and I would drain the life out of stuff, going to the gym, be tired, like yeah, I'm burnt out of this, and being burnt out a lot. So I began that spiritual journey. Um, Today, I wish I could like put a time step on it, but I just can't. Like even when I was indoctrinated, I grew up conservative in the local church. When it was one of those black local churches that's like the Baptist down the street is doing this, and the Methodist, it was one of those. But so we had to make outlines. So I would break down the Bible verse, you know what I'm saying, the one, and then A, B, and C under that, make your points, and then do that 3 times and make your conclusion. I was breaking down. I would do like 3 different those of one verse, and I still had 2 verses to tie it back into. So I was analyzing the messages and the words and breaking that down, like using my spiritual senses, you know, your spirit's the space, and using that space, and your mind just being the spaceship and just getting closer back to where you began. So I would say that was the beginning of it. And like, oh yeah, that's my point I meant to mention earlier when you were talking about the Holy Spirit. I was the only youth in my church, I think, besides 2 or 3 others, you know, boys my age. I did the communion, I read the scriptures, I did my first sermon. I ripped up my notes like LeBron. I was like, I'm going by faith. And I said, shh, and everyone was like, oh. And I was like, I already have this in my mind. So I was like, I don't know how. I don't know how to make it into the real actual message, not just the verse. So I was working all that in my church. So I say I've been spiritual for a long time, but peak COVID, a little bit before everyone went into hermit mode, because it wasn't really hermit mode for me, but it was when I met my wife. She is a triple Leo sun, moon,
Oh, no way.
North Node, ascendant,
Wow.
Mercury, and she was super into the occult. So it was like twin flames, like hitting in just opposite paths. And now she's going into, real Christ consciousness, going to church, and I support her and stuff. And I'm real deep, so our paths just like merged into one
Uh,
group. So
that's awesome.
I made her take down the altar. I was real in my egotistical bad. I was a terrible person. I'm not. I was a terrible holier than thou person. But so that really triggered my journey. She does that for a lot of people that she meets, though. Like it's like when people get motivated, and it's like your karma kiss you out. Once she does that for a lot of people, it like reflects that. Like
Yeah, North Node, Sun, Moon, Rising. Yeah, that's wild. I like that you got Moon in Aqua and Moon in Leo. So like,
yeah, I
both
had that.
by
I had
destiny.
that phase of that mental awareness, mental abilities, which he has BPD, but in cultures outside of America and things of that nature, it's seeing that spiritual gifts and things of that nature. Where here it's so much heavy energy, it's influenced and geared to be towards that. Like when
Yeah,
about that stuff in Australia, I just saw an article and I was like, what? They have happy thoughts over there?
yeah.
But that's crazy. And here they got it all like, dogmatized and locked up. But yeah, she really just triggered that from my spiritual journey and put me on from there with the divine dark feminine and what I need to be and things of that nature. So I was like, it was basically just like in between the underworld, because it's like, yeah, I'm claiming to be a Christian and I got the super judgy part down, but on the other part, I'm falling short, and I'm still being misogynistic and militant minded from the military. And I say, damn, that's deep for a spiritual journey. I tell you what, like going through a boot camp, like broken down to your core at such an early pivotal
Yeah.
age as 19, and then being built back up in another image is like crazy to me mentally. I was like, wow, I really somehow did that. But yeah, I was watching Spiritual Soul and Enoch and these guys when it was popping off, sun gazing.
Simple.
Yeah, simple sun gazer. And then I started
Gazer.
and that's when I went down the rabbit hole for myself. I was like, okay, they know this, but as more people come along, they're gonna talk about more of what got them on as far as sun gazing and everything. So I was like, I need to go deeper than if it's the sun. I was like, damn, I could have realized that because I was looking at the sun before gaining activations and stuff. So I was like, I really need to go on myself because these guys are kind of almost the same age as me. So I need to have some conviction about myself and go on my path. So I took off from there.
And
I
I
no post, so it's crazy to go back and look.
I just like that you're coming all to this realization right as you kick off your Saturn return. I think that's very symbolic. Um, Especially being a part of that bridge generation. Um, Saturn Pisces is right before the new gen and Pluto Sag. So, big respect. I'm assuming your partner with the North Node Leo is born like 99, give or
Yeah,
take. Yeah, so she's
yeah, right.
definitely new. That's wild. So that she has her Uranus and Neptune on your moon. So you probably a vessel for all that. That's wow.
Yeah, it's hard to wrestle with someone that's wrestling against themselves. As an
Mm,
Aquarius moon, I was like, but you're
yeah,
giving me some of this Aquarius energy, but then your Leo is coming in and it's
that's
throwing my moon
deep.
off from your sun, your moon, and your Mercury, and your no, it's throwing me off so many ropes.
She's literally the queen of light. I love that. That's awesome.
No, that's her thing too. She's like, I'm Leos, we're all Leos. I tried to make a gang of them one time. I was like, yeah, babe, look, I found a triple Scorpio on Instagram. I was like, y'all need the link. I put them in the DM. I was trying to make a super squad. I was like, yo, yeah, I was like two rare Pokemons for real. I was like, that's wild.
No, that's wild. Yeah. I love it when you understand astrology to that point where like you can really see souls, and it's kind of like a RPG. It's like, oh snap, this is a rare configuration, but then at the same time, you know, um everyone is still individual and unique to themselves. But yeah, dude, I think what's also really kind of ironic is you're like, I don't want to say your generation because we're technically in the same gen, right?
Yeah,
Saturn Cap to Saturn Pisces, but we do specifically you represent like right at the very end before the change of all changes. It's like, imagine being the generation or soul group right before everything changes, and it like changed with your, so like I think in retrospect we may not even realize how historic these times are right now, but
yeah, I
it's
was
an
just
honor.
doing that. Just yeah, it's an honor. I was doing that just the other day. I was like, wow. What was it in Libra? I was thinking on. I got Mars or Pluto. I think it's Pluto. I was like, wow. So the Pluto and Libra generation, like I said, put it out this way. Thank you, Grace Aquarius. Yeah, I was like, wow, Libra. They're trying to do balance and everything, and everyone was like, oh, the Boomer generation and stuff, and here we are with Libra in the South Node. So we're still utilizing that past wisdom and things of that nature. I was like, I thought Pluto and Scorpio generation that was the like you said the pivotal transformation, but Pluto and Libra taking power control of balance itself and what do we what you make the polarities and the dualities out of, because especially with
Extreme.
Pluto, yeah, extreme with Pluto, especially yeah, how it rules Scorpio, but still Scorpio has that Mars energy to it, so it's still like close to the opposition of Libra. You know what I mean? Like in the way
Yeah.
planetary bodies.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you who do you, or oh yeah, so it's interesting, so this kind of has a double meaning. So who do you really feel support from? Like who are some people you want to shout out? But the original theme of this question is, and I felt guided to ask you this, but it's like, are there any beings that reach out to you, maybe through signs and synchronicities or other people? Like who have you been very receptive to? Whether it's a concept, actual being, a higher power, like what's that been like?
I like Dave, shout out Dave B and the 717 conference and everything that they're doing at
Shout
each
out
one
to
teach
you.
one. Everyone each one teach
Yeah,
one. Shout out Justin Abel, shout out Solar Systems, shout out the Journey, shout out Tunnel Vision, and just that entire group that you see locally. Esoteric Neighborhood, posting consistently and branching out to websites. Shout out Kayla Cito and shout out Archangel Uriel, saying the original, one of my original forefather teachers down there in Shalom Ism. He's a Aquarius Sun, Cancer Moon. So I infinitely reached out to him because I was like, yo, we got the opposition going on. But as far as energies, I've been feeling very close to Archangel Gabriel, former Hawk, since my moon progressed.
Nice.
I've just been like on
Okay.
my just not given. I was watching solar system video, and that's why I was like, oh, more because he's in the mouth of the fish, the south. So I've just been
Hmm.
more on just not giving the fuck mode, but really like I'll help you with your tools if you want to go back down into, or
Hmm.
like as where I selected where to put you, how your karma and the situation will build upon itself. Cause I just really just been like for real. I was like, this gotta be Archives together. I just don't give a fuck. I feel like I am, and so that takes a lot of the pressure with from my Virgo ascendant, because that'd be opposite the Virgo ascendant. Because my Virgo ascendant and Mars has been very, very self critical and turning everything that I love, like Archangel loves to say, what I'm saying? You do something you love until it becomes what you hate, and your heaven becomes your hell type energy. So the Virgo is very much personally making every single thing I enjoy into a routine. Like if I don't do it, then my OCD is gonna flare up and I'm gonna be snapping on everybody. So stepping into this progression, I really just been called to just like go more with the flow with that Piscean energy genuinely, and that's the energy I've been connecting to. And Archangel Metatron, just seeing the synchronicities and everything. Because I'm that guy that's trying not to crash. Because I'm always looking at license plates, seeing angel numbers like all the time, piecing them together. And what really helped me was the how you go from 1 to 3. 1 1 is like 3, and then 2 2 2 is like 6 and 9, and you go to 4 5 6, and then 3 6 9, and then 7 8 9 is 3 6 9. So you can still go down that trail and build off of that. So Archangel Metatron I've been close with, and just I don't know if it's Venus or Lucifer. I just call her my sister, the spirit of abundance. Like outside of material things, just really like paying. I'm looking at my altar right now, paying homage and just being like abundant as far as manifestation. Like one concept I really love that I adopted is getting scratch offs, but I never play them because it's like the future is always changing based off of what you're doing or the others around you are doing. So literally one day I could win on one scratch off $100 if I scratch it, or the next day it could be nothing, or the day after that it could be $500,000. But the future is ever changing, and your abundance is ever changing based upon your open receptivity to it. So I like to shout out that spirit, saying ancestor sister, whom have you? Because shout out to ancestors, but every time I upon some ancestors and I do it's you. It's just you down here. You are like the one, and I am the one breaking generational curses and stuff like that. But it's like, damn, I was lonely up there for real. I ain't had no family. Except for you, of course, because I was like, yeah, that's big bro for sure. Somewhere else. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I just deeply appreciate too, like how you brought that back around, especially bringing up Gabriel. I think there's something you had mentioned. I'm glad you play the license plate game too. That is vicious. And one thing that master numbers and angel numbers and that whole psychology taught me was it's amazing how it's really bathed in pure subjectivity. Like if when it's something so personal to the person watching it, and I had gotten caught up and tried to find some kind of objective means, like, oh, this number means this and this number means this. But it's very fascinating to me how the numbers mean whatever we personally it means to us, but despite how purely subjective, I mean, down to the case where some people will literally, it's very easy for us to kind of just like look for confirmation bias through the
Yeah.
numbers. But then at the same time, there's a set of circumstances where those numbers pop out to you. Like you're not looking for it. You couldn't have planned that. And it's like no matter how subjective it is, it can still produce its own objective means of like our own personal number code. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I teeter totter on that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of. I grabbed the cereal box. I'm flipping back to the barcodes. Where you at?
Right.
And everything. And it's like, yeah, and I really helped me is to like bring it to its purest form, just stepping back. Like that's a rule I learned is about not to overthink it. Like
Right.
I'm like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. It is what it is. Like it's like seeing the spirituality or the spirit that's jumped in the number. Like, did you swerve because you were looking at that number? Was that spirit of distraction, or were you like, you were relaxed and you might have been speeding and you slowed down because you were in a mature state of mind because you were just like the energy signature activity, as you say. I was saying at the back of everything and finding confirmation, and even to the point of using them for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You write down 111, and you created that energy. And if the breeze carries that, you know what I'm saying, message to another street, then it was meant for someone else, and you were the energy behind it. You know what I'm saying?
And you have that analytical, side of Virgo that breaks everything down, numbers, calculation. And what water taught me is like the genius of emotional intelligence. Pisces represents that obscure muddying of the lines. Like, is this psychic or are you a fraud? When it's like what I learn, it's like that intuitive emotional intelligence, that secrecy of the occult being hidden in Scorpio. And then the illusion of Pisces is almost like a magic intelligence. Like, we don't want you to discover this. We want you to doubt this. We want to make this, you know what I'm saying, cloudy until it's your time to experience and reveal it. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Someone can be like, oh, this is pseudoscience. Numbers aren't necessarily magical. But we've all had those experiences where we see a 444 on the license plate, and then immediately we get our receipt and it says number 44, and then we're seated on a table that's also 44. You know what I'm saying? Just like weird coincidences that can't just be coincidences. And you see the difference between looking for the number versus it being shown to you. You know what I mean? So, it was very interesting.
It's very interesting to the breaking down as well. That my 6th degree of Aquarius is the fixed star of micro Scorpion. That's what they named it. This French philosopher, this Michael Scorpion. So I was like, that's very interesting, because even with my Virgo ascendant, I'm already breaking things down to the smallest level. Now my moon sign, like that's literally what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean?
6th house Virgo signature. It's like you break the knowledge down, and then I love the combo. And that's what I love about Virgo and Pisces. Virgo breaks everything down to its individual piece, and then Pisces sees how every individual piece is one connected whole, which is just mind-blowing, which is just metaphysical beyond quantum entanglement right there, But yeah, let's bring back a classic that I used to play, the 3 questions game. We'll take turns asking each other 3 questions, and yeah, you can ask whatever questions, and you can start.
Okay. What's the last left shoe that you have seen around your house?
Left shoe?
The left-footed shoe. What's the last one that you've seen lying around your house?
The last what?
The last left shoe that you wear, have you seen lying around your house?
Left shoe. That's crazy.
Yeah. Spirit put it on me to ask you that. So you just had thoughts. I would have overthunk that like crazy with my Virgo, but I'm like, nah, I just like whatever.
Like the left shoe that I just had lying around. I mean, I did have like these black slippers that
you wore.
Yeah, I think I just wore some black slippers that I had out, which was interesting.
Spirit says yes, it'll count slippers as a shoe.
Oh, does it count as? It doesn't count as a shoe?
It'll count as a shoe. Yeah. Spirit say yeah. Say yeah. It count as a shoe.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
I know.
It
And
it's
fuck your
pure black.
Capricorn brain up. You're gonna be like, damn, my left shoes need to be lined up.
Oh nah, no overthinking too. That's wild. That's probably the best first question I've ever been asked during this series.
Boy, that's funny. Well, I was like, this question ain't gonna make it. He's gonna know. It's gonna be a left foot shoe lying around right there. My second
Mm.
question
Oh wait, well we'll take turns.
is
We'll take turns. So I'll ask you, and
oh,
then
okay, one
yeah,
one two two. Got it.
yeah. So no, great point though. So damn it, if there's a way I want to ask this question. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. If you had to pick one artist and one athlete, right? Like aliens came to invade and they were like, you need to pick one athlete to, and they could be the same person, but you need to pick one athlete to do our sports competition. Like, let's just say it's just random sports. I was gonna pick one sport, but forget it. And you need to pick one artist to sing like their perform a set for us. And if we like them, we'll spare you. So what if you had to pick one artist or one athlete to save your life, which one would it be?
Do I have to know the athlete by name?
That's a good question. Originally, I was going to ask you if you had like 5 seconds left on the clock and you could pick one basketball player to shoot that shot. But then I just freestyled and like kind of expanded it to any athlete. But yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have to know
I
that.
like.
It's cool.
Okay.
And they don't have to
Athlete.
be alive now. That's a good question.
Ooh,
It could be from any time period.
anytime period. Come on, okay, let me see. I'm trying to remember the sport.
It
If
could be
you
any sport too. It could be any sport. You get to choose the sport. And
to
yeah.
perform, if it's something, if it's something where somebody has to run, I'm fucked.
Oh my God.
I
So
don't
the
know.
athlete, you get to choose the sport you play and the athlete who's going to play that sport. And then for the artist, it could be any musician, any set.
Okay, but it's going to be for the sport and the athlete. I gotta type in number one because I don't really know, but I just know just based off of instinct. Okay, okay, that dude looks vicious. All right, what's his name though? I don't want to make this forever. What is it? You can do an ad. Okay, so I don't know if this is the guy. Okay, I'm picking Ardi Zavea, and the sport is rugby.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And to sing, I am picking any song, any artist. I gotta go. I'm going Eminem 8 Mile.
Oh.
I'm going Eminem 8 Mile. You better lose yourself. You
Yes.
better. You
Lose
better
yourself to the movement you want it. Oh
yeah,
shit, that is
it's
legendary
gotta
as
be a
fuck.
live band. It's gotta be a live band. That's sports rugby.
Could you imagine like that's the
Easy
song that like
rugby.
is put on the line? I love it. I fucking love it. I think we on
Oh,
round two.
yeah, they got super fans, so they might.
Yeah.
We got super fans, so okay, we're gonna let that sit. My second question.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Let me see here.
Mm.
Okay, so all the planets in our solar system have, let's be realistic, they have like 5 moons. So the
I think Saturn
atmosphere
has
is
like 34.
4 moon. Okay, good. You made it better for yourself. So okay, each planet has 9 moons. So
Hypothetically, okay, gotcha.
hypothetically,
Hmm.
that's that's many phases of emotions and all kinds of turbulence and aspects. So which planet are you going to?
That's a good question. Well,
Like, how much is too much for specific energies if you're going to pick?
assuming that I had the physiology to survive on every planet, then I would just go to Saturn. I technically wouldn't even be able to. Saturn and Jupiter are gas planets, but let's just assume I can like phase my body or whatever. I got Saturn on my moon, so why not Saturn? Screw it.
I was gonna say that you got a lot of structure, but you got a lot of influences that can just you just pass through.
Be dancing on the rings if that was somehow possible.
Yeah, it's extremely hypothetical. I was like, yeah, you can just go.
I would say
You don't even have
Jupiter
to just.
too, but it is what it is.
It's what it is.
It's just to be super fucking cold for sure, like away from the sun. But
Yeah, you would be fine anywhere. That was such a freaking Cancerian question to ask a Capricorn. You don't care about which emotions are gonna be passing through. You're gonna be chilling. I'll be in there like
it's a lot of pressure though, on those planets, like you
Yeah.
said. So just keeping it down. So all right, my question for you is you're in the midst of a zombie apocalypse and you have two superpowers that are the only powers you'll be able to use. What are they in order to make it through?
teleportation.
Teleportation?
Teleportation. Yep, that's always my go-to number one. Teleportation and
Invisibility.
no, not invisibility.
That's a good one for the
What if they can smell my temperature and still bite me? Like just
What
because I'm
did she say?
invisible.
Invincibility or invisibility?
invisibility because you could just
Invisibility.
hide. The zombies won't know
Oh,
where you are because
invisibility.
people
Okay,
can't see
okay.
So
you.
they can smell you though. They can
So
probably
they're gonna be
smell
looking
my.
around like I smell
And
something.
you could
But,
teleport. So you're invisible and you can teleport. Okay.
Yeah, so zombies are clumsy. They just touch you by accident and then find out you there. I seen that. You just walk.
Ah!
That is a good.
So you think they'll be able to smell you? I see what you mean.
Everybody really smells it. Yeah. So
Unless you master your smell
teleportation.
too. Teleportation
Let
for
me see.
sure is one.
And I can have. I want to be able to just clone myself.
Oh, okay. So you can make
No
shadow clones or just
long.
clones.
Yeah, shadow clones. No long, drawn out Saw 6 neuroscience. No, just shadow cloning. Boom.
It's like you have the
Like,
ability to just make clones of yourself and gather the
yeah,
experience. That's
right.
pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Not draining any energy at all. Just they're busy. They can go get food, bring it back to me, get eaten. I don't care.
And if they get eaten, it doesn't affect you as the main body. I like that. That's what's up.
Right.
And they can all teleport. That's pretty lit. I don't mind that. That's pretty dope. I like that.
Imagine
I'm
having to
gonna
be
start
also
adding
math to do that. Imagine having to do math for all that. Like if it was like a blood cell, every time one got bit, it was one blood cell. But you made like 10 billion. So it's just like 10 billion of your blood cells and 10 billion of. Oh, you gonna say? Good night, mama. Oh, baby, bye.
Bye.
Sweet. So we are on round 3.
Yeah, round 3. Yeah, you still see you.
Oh, I was just.
That's
That's that
cool.
Leo energy. Like, even if you don't see me, I want you to see me.
Bye.
So dramatic.
Yes, Leo. Leo always gotta be a front and center. I love it. I love it. It's the
Over
best.
everything. I'm gonna call you out. Question 3.
I'm glad we got the cameo from the main character, Leo.
I don't know. She thinks I make myself the main character, but that's literally her being the main character by thinking that.
It's an honor. I love it.
Question 3. Oh yeah, I think it's on you. Yeah. Oh yeah, you
Mhm.
think pondering.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, I was like, you're pondering. I was like, all right, come on. My bad. I was like, okay. Oh, that's a good one. I like the superpower one. Okay. I almost want to ask you the same one, but I'm not going to.
Right, I feel you.
Okay. Uh, okay. Dang. Well, this environment is also in the zombie apocalypse, but it's pre zombie apocalypse, and you're in the lab. You just made the vaccine. Zombies bust down the door. They're not Walking Dead slow, but they're not Gen or what was that World War Z fast. It's like it's close enough to where if Scratch you gets his hand on you, you're good. You know what I'm saying? The detail, I'm telling you, I do this all day long. You got
Word.
the vaccine. If you trying to escape and jump out the window and save humanity, potentially there could be another cure out there because that's true. You're in a small lab, so not a lot of people know that you have the vaccine yet. So it's not like
Right.
that.
Right.
So you can save yourself, inject yourself with the vaccine, and get away, or you just try to get away. Which one do you choose?
So I can so if I don't save myself, the cure will be out there.
Yes, yes, it'll be out there. You got it in your hand. You can jump out the window. You can make a run for it, basically, to get it somewhere else. If you don't inject
Or I
yourself,
can use the cure to save myself.
yeah, and potentially still get the cure out.
Right. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. So I am not a martyr. So I would cure myself and be like, hey guys, the cure works, and then make another cure.
What you would just run for it? What if it doesn't activate in time? Like it's gotta get through your bloodstream and all kinds.
I mean, shit, I gotta make sure it works. I gotta
Right,
make sure it works. I would just fight the fucking zombies until it kicks in.
right. Just
'Cause
jab yourself over in different areas to get it fast. Like,
you gotta put the mask on yourself before you put the mask on other people in the plane, right? So I gotta make
do
sure.
it all over. It's definitely gonna get this. No.
Be like, sorry guys. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's pretty healthy syringe, so it's one I know they'll buy super boost.
Yeah, I got to be alive so I can make the cure for everyone else. If I already made a cure, like someone's got to do it. So, that's a good question though. That's a good question though. Yeah. So, if you were in a classroom of kindergartners or 5-year-olds, what is some like red pill wisdom you would give to them?
You got what's the red pill wisdom for whom?
For a classroom of kindergartners or 5-year-olds, what's one red pill of wisdom you would give to them to break out the matrix? For example, I'd be like, taxes are a scam. Don't pay them, but don't go to jail either. Boom.
I would. I would say, why do you? I'm like, why do you go to bed at 8 p.m.? Your parents just tell you, but do you know why biologically? I'm like, what's biologically? What's going to bed? What about my parents? Like, I just plant the seed. The question, like, why do you go to bed? Because I don't want to overshoot their
sinister. Now their parents are going to be like,
go
to bed. And then they're gonna be like, "Why should I go to bed? Why is it?"
And they're gonna be looking like,
yes, I love it.
I'm like, I don't know, so we can watch TV or something like that. That's what.
Oh my god, you would be so devious
all the time. So I was like,
YouTube
let me pick something.
That's
let me
crazy.
pick something like You know what I'm saying? Get the ball rolling.
Imagine, imagine telling him there's no Santa Claus. That's so devious.
I
That's
tell
so
my
fucked
son that
up.
all the time. My wife tells me to stop. We tell, we, we tell him Krampus. We tell him Krampus to come get him if he doesn't stop being bad.
Oh my god, yeah.
The horror Santa Claus is gonna come and snatch him away.
The
You know, he
horse.
snatched the little kids.
Yeah.
The horror one. Yeah, that scary
The
movie,
horror.
scary movie, evil Santa Claus. I don't
Mhm.
know if you've seen it. Krampus.
So yeah, I feel you.
You
That's
see that when it came out?
no, but I heard about it. I did hear about it.
Uh,
Thank you so much, bro, for joining us. This was dope. I got your link in the description box below. I see you have the Tibetan rites on there. I actually want to restart and start doing that again. So props to
hey,
you.
we
You got
keep
the
ourselves.
Patreon. I
Yeah,
think
we
you
keep
got the
ourselves.
channel. So yeah,
Yeah,
do you have any final words of wisdom for people who are on this journey and path?
yeah. I'll start with you. Yeah, we can keep each other motivated. I want to restart that too. But getting up, I used to do it like they said early in the morning, and
Mhm.
I ended up doing 3 spins or something. But yeah, we keep each other encouraged. I mean, restart that. That was really good.
What
If it's
the-
words for wisdom, was the Virgo, Libra. Let spirituality worry about itself with the moon of Virgo
Mm,
right now. And
mhm.
trust me, everything's gonna be all right. Your spiritual system, everything. Let spirituality worry about itself because that's what it's going to do. And just stay grounded and plan it. And you know what I'm saying. Talk to yourself. Do your affirmations. It's more important now than ever that you talk to yourself because we spend a lot of time on our phones. I know I do. So like I don't know. I used to think like manifestation was like 24/7, but you really gotta do that if you really want it. You really gotta be talking to yourself. You're your own best friend. You know, say keep yourself uplifted so you can be of service to others, and just stay tuned for exclusive content coming up on my YouTube page on my shorts, and stay tuned into what Peace Dealer has going on with the Moon Talks, and just look out for these esoteric vampires. Stay spiritually protected and guarded. Because we got a new moon coming up, so we're still protecting, playing these protection spells. And don't get washed up in this Sagittarius stellium. Like I said, let spirituality worry about itself. And yeah,
Thank you for that word, brother. Make sure y'all show him some love. Thank you guys in the chat for joining us. And yeah, until next time, you guys stay blessed as always.
signing off.